She walked in with worn-out sneakers, pants 2 inches too short, and a faded denim jacket that had clearly seen better days, maybe even a different decade. Her name was Alina, and as she stepped into the gleaming corporate lobby of Armorel & Co., heads turned not in admiration, but amusement. The receptionist glanced up from her marble desk, took one look at the girl standing in front of her with a tattered folder and trembling hands, and let out a little laugh that she barely tried to hide. "You're here for the interview?" she asked with a smirk, her manicured nails clacking against her tablet. Lena nodded, holding her resume like it was a shield, willing it to cover the holes in her confidence as much as it did her credentials. She had come a long way literally and figuratively. From a tiny town where ambition was often mistaken for arrogance, she had spent the last few years juggling part-time jobs, caring for her sick mother, and studying by candlelight during frequent power cuts. Her dream had always been to work in corporate strategy, not because of the salary or the power suits she couldn't afford, but because she loved solving problems that mattered. But none of that was written on her clothes, and the lobby cold, white pristine didn't care about good intentions. "You might want to come back when you were presentable," the receptionist whispered, leaning forward with a condescending smile. "This is a Fortune 100 firm, sweetie." Lena's throat tightened, her pride urging her to turn around, but something inside her clenched. She had come too far to leave. She took a deep breath, nodded once, and sat in the waiting area. Back straight, her eyes focused. People walked past her, some shooting sideways glances, others ignoring her completely. Minutes ticked into an hour. Then another. Candidates came and went, all dressed in sleek blazers and confidence, all disappearing behind glass doors. No one called her name. The receptionist said the schedule was full, but just as she was about to give up, the elevator dinged. The doors opened and out walked a man in a simple black shirt and jeans, strikingly different from everyone in suits. He walked with quiet authority, scanning the room like he was reading energy instead of faces. His eyes landed on Alina. Her head was bowed as she scrawled notes in a little notebook, unaware of his presence. "Who's she?" he asked the receptionist. The woman rolled her eyes. "Some walk-in, no appointment. Thought we were holding interviews for a charity drive, I guess." The man's brows furrowed. He walked over to Alina. She looked up. Startled, "Are you here to interview?" he asked calmly. She stammered. "But they told me the schedule." He held up a hand. "Come with me." Confused, the receptionist opened her mouth, but he gave her a sharp look. Now, the entire lobby froze. People whispered. Alina followed him, her heart pounding. Inside the elevator, he smiled. "I'm Mark. I run this place." Her eyes widened. The CEO, he gestured toward her folder. "Let me see what made you wait this long." He read her resume silently as they walked through the glass hallways. Community solutions, ... nonprofit budgeting, ... revenue forecasting from spreadsheets, with no software? He asked. "Yes," she said. "Just Excel. Old versions." He nodded slowly. "You ever use Power BI?" She shook her head. "No, but I'm a fast learner. I don't stop until I understand something." He chuckled. "I can tell." They walked into a boardroom mid-meeting. Execs looked confused. Mark dropped her resume on the table. "We're hiring her." Gasps. "What?" Someone blurted. "She's underdressed." Another exec frowned. "No appointment. No background." In enterprise systems, Mark looked at them like they'd all missed the point. And yet she figured out how to cut her town's waste budget by 40% with nothing but logic and spreadsheets. "She doesn't look like the rest of you because she's built differently. It's exactly what we need." The room went quiet. And just like that, Alina was hired. But this was only the beginning. Alina's first day at Armorel & Co. was nothing short of a battlefield. Though she now had a title junior strategy analyst, the whispers in the hallway were louder than ever. Some employees thought she was a diversity hire. Others were convinced. She had some secret connection to the CEO. Nobody could understand how a girl with no Ivy League degree, no designer heels, and no LinkedIn clout had landed a job in the most competitive department in the building. But Alina wasn't there to explain herself. She was there to prove herself. She arrived every day an hour before everyone else, often with her shoes still damp from walking miles to the train station. She stayed long after the office lights dimmed, poring through reports no one else wanted to read, finding patterns. Buried beneath years of mismanaged data, one day she noticed a misalignment in regional logistics that had cost the company $2.3 million annually. Quietly, she compiled a proposal. When she presented it to her manager, he scoffed. "We don't make changes based on interns' guesses." She left his office, crushed, but she didn't stop. Instead, she sent the file to the CEO, not with arrogance, but humility. "I may be wrong, but I believe this deserves a second look." Hours later, Mark himself called an emergency meeting. Her analysis was flawless. Within a week, her proposal was implemented. Within a month, it had saved the company nearly $300,000. People began to take notice. The same employees who once laughed behind her back now asked her for advice. But with respect came rivalry. Another analyst, James Tall, smooth and resentful, began to challenge her publicly in meetings, dismissing her ideas before they even landed. One day, during a high-stakes pitch to a major client, he interrupted her mid-slide, saying, "Maybe let someone with experience explain this." Alina stood, frozen, heart pounding. Then, without missing a beat, she flipped the script. "Sure, James, why don't you explain how your version accounts for the $1.20 million discrepancy in market segmentation you overlooked?" The room went quiet. James went pale. The client smiled. After the meeting, the director shook her hand. "You just won us the contract." Weeks turned into months. Alina rose through the ranks like wildfire. She became known for her accuracy, empathy, and ruthless logic. She never forgot where she came from, often mentoring interns who reminded her of herself. One day, the receptionist, the same one who had laughed at her, came into the HR office. In tears, she was being let go for misconduct. Alina was now director of strategy. She looked at the woman and said softly, "You judged me once. I won't return the favor. You'll find a letter of recommendation in your inbox. Everyone deserves a second chance." That day, people saw her not just as brilliant, but as a leader. The CEO called her into his office a year later. Stepping down, he said, "And I want you to take over strategy globally." Her breath caught. She looked out the window, thinking about the journey about nights with no dinner. Resumes sent into voids, and that smirk from the front desk that almost sent her home. "Are you sure?" she asked. He smiled. "I knew the day I saw you waiting, dressed like the world had given up on you, but still ready to fight. You didn't just belong here. You're what this company needs to become." Just like that, Alina became the youngest managing director in Armorall & Co.'s history. From tattered jeans to tailored suits, not because of how she looked, but because of what she carried: grit, grace, and genius. So the next time someone laughs at you, let them. Then show them what unstoppable looks like. If this story touched you, share it. Someone out there needs to hear it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join us every week for more true life inspiration. Because your story is next.